Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be ranking 10 random palettes. I let Sam pick these out. I don't 100% know what's in the pile. There is some good ones here, absolutely, but today we're going to rank them. I'm going to tell you what I think about them, and I'm also going to tell you whether I would repurchase them or not. So, coming in at number 10, possibly a little bit unfair, but unfortunately this brand is now discontinued, so I feel like I can't rank it any higher. This is the Slush 2 palette from September Rose Cosmetics. This was a really nice palette. I really enjoyed the formula. The issue is you can't get a hold of them anymore, so I wouldn't buy it again because I can't get hold of it anymore. Next up, we have the Coloured Rain Vivid Pigments and Shadows palette. I don't actually think Coloured Rain stock this one anymore, but to be honest, I never loved it. The shadows weren't as pigmented as I wanted them to be. They didn't blend as easily as I wanted them to be, and they always almost felt a bit tacky. I don't know, it's a really strange formula. I can make it work. I just don't necessarily wish to a lot of the time. So that one is coming in at number 9. Like I said, I don't think you can actually pick this one up anymore either. He seems to have gone for a lot of discontinued stuff this time, which is not great. Coming in at number 8, this is the Sleek Lucid Dreams eyeshadow palette. Very, very fun palette. Love to see a bright palette from the drugstore. It's not the world's best quality. It's not the world's most curated colour story. But nonetheless, it's a really nice budget drugstore palette. I actually maybe should film with this. If you can still get this palette, I might actually film with this one because it is a really fun palette. These metallics at the bottom are nice. It's nothing to write home about, but it is a really fun palette, and I think if you're just getting into colour, it's a great one. So that's coming in at number 8. Forgot how to count there for a little bit. Number 7, it's got to be this one. This is the Huge Lorac Pro Artistry book. Again, a very affordable option. My issue with this one is just, again, it's quality. They're just not incredible. These shimmers are so, like, prone to breakage. They are beautiful. Let me just swatch that for you. It's a really pretty shimmery shade, and the mattes are okay. Some of them are a bit powdery. Some of them, like this flamingo shade, just never really gives me what I want from it. It's an okay palette. These are very, very affordable. I remember these when I first started seeing it and wanting it. I'm sure these were about £45-50, but they're now like £13-14 off TikTok Shop. So if you want to pick it up off there, I think it's a good way to try colours. Perhaps try some colours you've not had before, but also have these neutrals at the top that you'll still use even if you don't enjoy the colourful shades. So that's coming in at number 7. Number 6, I didn't think this one would rank this high, but it's sort of like a I don't have a choice kind of rank. This is the Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette. I love the way this palette looks. For me, it just wasn't my favourite. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the formula. I use this shade Ooh a lot, and this shade Plot Twist, and this shade Pride a lot. But other than that, I don't really use these kind of murky browns down this side. Yeah, it's a beautiful palette. Again, unfortunately, this one is discontinued. It's a beautiful palette. It's just not my kind of colour story. It's not quite bright enough. Okay, we're getting good now. We're getting to the point where I was really struggling to rank these. I'm going to rank this one here in number 5 because you can't get it anymore. This is the Beauty Bay Pastels palette. One of my favourite palettes that Beauty Bay have ever brought out. I really wish they'd do like a reimagined version of this, but bigger. The formula is absolutely amazing. I love the colour story. as a pastel palette on its own, it really stands out. I just think it's a really good one you can throw in with a normal colourful palette and really kind of amp the pastels up. You can use it by itself. Obviously it's only 8 mattes, so you do tend to need a shimmer, but I have done looks just with this, so it's not kind of completely useless on its own. But a really great palette, and I think this is one of the first ones from Beauty Bay I was like, this formula is incredible. Okay, number 4, I'm going to put the Dream House Midnight Garden palette. This one, perfect for autumn winter. This is a really, really lovely palette. Dream House Cosmetics are a very, very small UK-based indie brand. They only have this palette, but it's such a lovely palette. The mattes are so smooth, so pigmented. These shimmers aren't anything like fancy like duochromes or anything like that, but they are just really beautiful, very shiny shades. This gold here is beautiful. This isn't anything like revolutionary, but it's just a really nice autumnal palette done really well. Right, okay, top 3 was tough. I've got literally a whole handful of swatches now. Okay, top 3 was difficult. Coming in at 3, I'm going to put my Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Without doubt my favourite palette from Natasha Denona. The only one for me that even gets anywhere near this one is the Sunset. I just love this palette. I think it's really cool. Lots of like fun shimmery shades. Doesn't look like it has a black in, a matte black, but this Night Sky shade is one of those kind of satins that looks like a matte when you blend it out. It's just such a cool palette. I think it's really kind of on trend and I really enjoy it. I know a lot of people were like, this is just 50 Shades of Grey, but I quite like 50 Shades of Grey and I like this palette. So it's coming in at number 3. Okay, number 2, this one is the It's Likely Makeup Ugly palette. Such a fun palette. I love this one. It's like a clown threw up. The shades are so pigmented, so easy to use, so fun. I just love this one. I absolutely love this shade here called Sour. It's incredible. It's just so bright and such a fun palette. Not the most versatile, not for you if you're not into colour. For me, you could get rid of the brown. Don't really need it. Could have another colour in there. But just the quality of this palette is awesome. These 4 shades at the top, again, are just kind of generic metallic eyeshadows. They're not kind of duochromes or anything, but they're still really, really beautiful. And I love to use this Mel Drop shade with the shade Sour. It's just such a fun look. I love this one. Absolutely love it. For a first eyeshadow release from a brand, it's just incredible. And then the top spot out of these 10, I thought about not putting this as high because it's limited edition. Not a lot of people can get it, but I just adore this palette. I adore this brand. It's Odin's Eye Christmas Eve. I couldn't not put it at the top. This is so beautiful. The colour story is so curated. These shimmers are, these are your kind of special shades. You know, this, even just the deep blue is so great. This khaki shade, just, this palette is gorgeous. I'm so glad I got it the second time round because I absolutely love it. And I know I'm going to get a lot more use out of this one during the kind of colder months. We've got the shade Gorgeous here, which is like a blue purple duochrome. Absolutely stunning. It's just a beautiful palette, and yeah, I couldn't not rate it top. I really, really thought, you know, maybe I shouldn't put this top because you can't get it anymore, but it's just the best out of all of these. It's the best formula, the best cohesive colour story. Just, it deserved top spot. I would love to know if you have tried any of these palettes. Do you have any of these palettes like lurking in the back of your collection? I'd love to know. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another video, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you next time I post. You've been fabulous. I've been Call of the Ball, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.